Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in today's episode, I'm just going to give you a quick update on the crypto markets. Okay, so whatever I say in this video is not financial advice. I'd advise you to do your own research before you buy any cryptocurrency. So as you can see here is Bitcoin, and it's still stuck in this trading range. Now, the price is coming in at 64,796. So in this video, I'm going to explain why I'm still bullish on Bitcoin. And I do believe that it will break out of this range very, very soon. Okay, so first of all, Bitcoin is pretty much trading in the middle of this range. So it did put in its all-time high back in the middle of March, which was roughly around 74,000. Now, it has just been shopping sideways and it's getting very, very boring. Looking forward to it to break out of this range because, as you may know, all coins have taken an absolute beating. And for the altcoin market to move, I think it needs Bitcoin to break out of this range. And I do believe that Ethereum will start to outperform Bitcoin because we have the Ethereum ETF launching in the first week of July. In the last video, I did highlight the moon phases. So the previous new moon, which came in on the 6th of June. And if you paid close attention to this and you would have hedged your positions, you would have saved yourself. I'll just take out the measuring tool here. So if we just put the measuring tool down to the bottom here, that was about 11% move. As you may know, then the altcoins, obviously, a lot of them actually went down a lot more than 11%. A lot of them went down maybe 20 to 30%. So a lot of people don't like to use the moon phases. They actually laugh about this indicator, but you have to pay attention. It does definitely give you an edge on the market. And another reason why I'm bringing up the moon phase indicator is because we have moon launching tomorrow. Yes, that is on the 21st of June. So as the saying goes, it tells you to buy on a full moon and sell on a new moon. So there's a lot of confluences now coming with this. And that's another reason why I do believe that Bitcoin is going to make a big push up and break out of this trading range. So we'll just turn off the moon phase indicator again. So another reason why I believe Bitcoin is going to break out of this range very, very soon is because tomorrow is also, not only is tomorrow a full moon, but it's also quadruple witching. So quadruple witching. So this refers to the simultaneous expiration 4 times a year stock options, index futures, and index futures option derivatives contracts. So it's actually happened. It's taken place tomorrow. So I'd expect huge volatility in the market. But usually after this happens, you do see a price pivot in the market. So Eric Crown outlines it here. He says, out of 14 total past June quad witching dates, 11 have marked major pivots on price before a minimum of a 30% move in the market. So we just zoom into this image here. So each vertical line that's highlighted in red, that's when it was just after the Bitcoin halving. So as you can see clearly in this chart, price tends to move upwards after these events. So another reason why I think the Bitcoin price is going to move upwards, as you can see here on the chart, it is starting to form an inverse head and shoulders. So here is the first shoulder right here. Here is the head, and now it's starting to form the second shoulder. So usually in an inverse head and shoulders chart, this is showing that it's a continuation pattern. So basically, it suggests that price action will come down, form this second shoulder, and then move to the upside again. Now, because there is a quad witching event tomorrow, I wouldn't be surprised if we did see a lot of volatility. I maybe suspect that in the morning when New York opens, you might see a quick wick down to maybe 60,000 just to take out all that liquidity before reversing and starting its uptrend then again, and then we're breaking out to the upside. So this is what I'm actually preparing for tomorrow. Just maybe a quick wick to the downside, just to flush out that liquidity, and maybe might be seen as a bear trap. So it might trap some late shorters there. But also you have to keep in mind that once we reach 72,000 again, roughly around here, there is a lot of short liquidations. So if the price did wick up quite suddenly back up to 72K, then you might see a short squeeze on Bitcoin, which would also create the price to go even higher. So that's what I'm looking out for over the next few days. Now, obviously, this could take a few days to play out. I'm not saying it's going to happen right away tomorrow, but it's definitely something to keep an eye on. So if we just go to the Bitcoin dominance chart, so obviously we like to keep a close eye on the Bitcoin dominance, because as the dominance is coming down, that means there's more and more money going into the altcoins. Now, I did highlight in my previous video that Bitcoin dominance was breaking the trend line, but it was a nice just short deviation, and it did hop back into the trend. But as you can see now, Bitcoin is just sitting back on the trend line. So definitely keeping a close eye on this one. And as we see more and more money coming into Ethereum, this would obviously bring down the Bitcoin dominance. And this is what we want to see for our altcoin bags. We want to see the Bitcoin dominance to drop for our altcoins to pump. Now, there is a lot of FUD in the market when it comes to altcoins. They have really underperformed over the last 2 weeks. And that is due to all the meme coins. So like, obviously, you know that all the meme coins that have been launching on Solana, I think there was over 500,000 launched in the last month. So this is just spreading out the liquidity over many, many different coins. So this is obviously not ideal for the crypto space. And we did see a short-term bounce on Bitcoin yesterday. And you did notice that a lot of the meme coins were underperforming. Now, they were high performers so far this year. Okay, so this is the US dollar index. So as you can see here, I do believe that the US dollar is starting to top out here. I did see on Twitter today that OPEC is now leaving the petrodollar. Now, this is very big in my opinion. So along with the OPEC, there is obviously other nation states like China, Russia, Saudi Arabia. They're all starting to transact in trading in their own currency, and they're leaving the petrodollar. So this is obviously not good for the US dollar, and this is going to weaken it over time. Now, obviously, it's not going to happen just overnight, but with the weaker dollar, this is going to increase the value of Bitcoin. Okay, so moving on here, I did see this happen just today. Boom, Solana ETF incoming, bullish behavior. So update. So 3iQ just filed to launch the very first Solana ETF in Canada and thus North America, looking to launch under the ticker QSOL. Canada had a spot and Ethereum ETF before the US, given US even got futures ETF for either assets. So this is obviously very, very bullish. And I did get word that this is a big rumor that BlackRock all set to apply for a SOL ETF next month. So this is obviously very, very bullish for Solana. So up next, then we also heard today that the Swiss National Bank cuts rates by another 0.25%. So to 1.25% after cutting rates in March. This follows rate cuts by Canada, Denmark, and the EU. So the EU cut rates 0.25%. So the Fed is next. So this is obviously putting pressure on the Federal Reserve to also cut rates. Now, in my previous video, which I talked about the CPI data, now that did come in quite as a surprise. It was showing that inflation is coming down. And this is obviously good for the Fed to make a cut. They did talk in the previous FOMC meeting that they had priced in maybe 3 cuts, but the Federal Jerome Powell did state that they're probably only expecting 1 cut. But that was conflicting because the day that FOMC data took place was also the same day as the CPI data came out. And he was asked in the meeting that did they take today's CPI report into consideration. He said they did, but many members on the board didn't change their decision. So in my opinion, I don't think they did really take these previous CPI data into account. So I do believe that the rate cuts are coming. We just have to be patient. We possibly will see one maybe in September. So this is obviously very, very good for risk on assets. And I do believe that we will see good price action very, very soon. So as we go over to the Bitcoin ETF inflows, so they haven't been great. As you can see here, the last the last 4 days in a row have been outflows. And again, today, so far, it has been an outflow. And this is obviously putting serious pressure on the Bitcoin price. But I did see this yesterday. So James from Invest Answers did put out a video. If you want to check it out, I found it very interesting. So he says here, hedge funds unwinding the carry trade. So if you're not familiar with the carry trade, so basically this is where hedge funds would buy spot Bitcoin via the ETFs, and then they would short Bitcoin futures. And the reason why they do this is because of the funding rate. So basically, they would earn money because the longs have been paying the shorts and the funding rate, but they would also keep it neutral by holding spot Bitcoin. So they're starting to unwind their spot exposure. So he explains in this video that's probably why the mass selling of the ETFs, because they're unwinding from this carry trade. So I did also notice that there is some bullish divergence forming on the RSI indicator. So this is obviously looking good for price action. So hopefully over the next few days, we will see a breakout of BTC. And obviously this would be very, very good for our altcoin bags as well too. So there you have it, folks. That is your quick market update. If you got value out of this one, please go down, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.